Within the host tower of the Arcane, the enemy was finally revealed. Maugrim Corothier, madman, prophet, the one responsible for the Wailing Death. And with this revelation, a second betrayal. Aribeth, driven mad by her lover's execution, sought vengeance by joining Maugrim's cause. Together, they roused a fearsome army and prepared to descend upon Neverwinter. But an even greater evil threatened the city. The words of power, remnants of ancient magic long forgotten, were being sought by Maugrim's followers to bring devastation to the north. Neverwinter's champions were sent to the northern wastes of the Uthgard tribes to unearth these lost artifacts. For if Maugrim were to find the words of power first, the city of the north would surely fall.
Hello everybody, this is Ch.3 and welcome back to Neverwinter Nights, Chapter 3. And alright, let's get this going. Let's see what we've got to find out now that Aribeth has betrayed us. I guess we got to report to Aaron, so let's go take care of that.
This has become something of a habit, has it not? Once more, Neverwinter is threatened, and once more you are called upon to save us all. Yet this time you will be reporting directly to me. With Aribeth's defection, Lord Nashor has elevated me from the role of spymaster to that of his right hand. To be honest, I much prefer to stay in the shadows. Yet Neverwinter has need of me, so I will serve without complaint.
It is an honor to serve Neverwinter, Aaron.
Neverwinter has need of all her allies now, whether they serve for honor, duty, or gold. I have examined the reconnaissance reports of my operatives in the field, and the situation is grim indeed. The Luskan armies are marching against Neverwinter with Aribeth at their head, ravaging the land as they pass and leaving only destruction in their wake. Perhaps even more troubling are the reports of orcs and some of the Uthgard tribes joining Aribeth and the Luskan army to pillage and plunder.
Have your spies learned anything of Maugrim?
The few reports I have heard of Maugrim indicate he is not with the Luskan army. It seems he is content to leave the battles to Aribeth. I believe Aribeth and the Luskan invaders are but a decoy, a distraction to draw our troops and resources away from the true threat.
A decoy?
It has not been easy to gather information on Maugrim's cult, but we know they are frantically searching for the ancient artifacts known as the Words of Power. Though we do not yet know what these words are, or why Maugrim desires them, we know there are at least 3 of these artifacts. We must not let them fall into the hands of the cult. You must find these ancient words before Maugrim does. If you do not, then I fear any victory by the Lord's alliance will prove meaningless.
Any idea where I should be looking for the Words of Power?
There are reports of Maugrim's followers searching throughout the land. The hills and mountains to the north, the forests to the west, even the sprawling farmlands to the south. I wish I had more guidance for you. Perhaps you can learn more from Lillian Cambridge, an expert on ancient artifacts who claims to have some knowledge of the Words of Power. Lillian has promised to offer whatever help she can to any of my agents in this matter. You could probably find her in the tavern in the southeast corner of the camp. I know this may seem an impossible task, but I can think of no other person I would rather have undertaking this mission than you.
And what should I do once I find these Words of Power?
If you find one of the words, bring it back to me here. My underground network will transport it to the safety of Lord Nashor's castle.
Anything else?
I regret there is nothing more I can tell you. Even the little information I have already given came at great cost. Many of my best men and women gave their lives for it.
Where could I get some supplies?
This camp has been set up to serve as a base for both the war effort and those searching for the Words of Power. In the various buildings, you will find whatever type of store you require.
I'll be going now.
I wish you luck in your mission. The very survival of Neverwinter may depend on it.
Alrighty, sounds like we gotta find some words of power. I wonder what that could mean. But anyways, yeah, we got our old henchmen here, all 6 of them, so let's see if they know anything about these words of power.
Somehow I knew you couldn't be far. As soon as Erengend mentioned why we were brought here, I began wondering when you would pop up.
It is good to see you again, Sherwin. Did I say it was good to see you? I only said I knew you'd come. I only jest, Kel. Of course it is good that you are here. I wasn't going to come to Beorunna as well. Originally, I figured I had done enough by your side, but the story isn't finished just yet, is it? And you know what a sucker I am for a good tale. So what do you say then, Kel? Shall we join together again? I want to see this unfold firsthand. Do you know anything about the words of power? No, nothing at all. I find that strange, too. I know considerable lore, yet neither I nor any of the tomes I've researched mention them. I have an idea of where to look, however. Where? South of Fort Ilkard, there's supposed to be some ancient ruins, older than any settlement in the Northlands by far, so the tales say. It was supposedly once the home of a creator race that predates even the elves, if you can imagine that. I've never heard of anyone returning from it, though, so it could be anything. The magic power in the area is supposed to be incredible. There are stone monoliths which are too dangerous even to approach, which would give me even more reason to believe these words may be there. I would be honored to have you join me up with me again, Sherwin. Alright, and I won't be going through their tales. I'll save that for next episode, or if it has to take up 2, so be it, but
Yes?
this one is all about finding as much as we can about the words of power and getting these guys leveled up. Because a few of them do end up with some new equipment.
My dear friend, it warms my heart to see your face again. Erengend must have brought you here to help search for the words of power.
It is good to see you again, Linu. After Aribeth's betrayal, I readied myself for a return to Evereska. Yet somewhere deep inside, I prayed that we would meet once more, Kel. When I heard of Erengend's call for brave adventurers to serve the cause of Neverwinter to join the Lord's alliance here at Beorunna as well, I knew that you could not resist such a grand opportunity. You were drawn to heroic deeds like a glutton to a bakery, Kel. I grabbed the first ride out of town and came here. Well, the second ride actually got me here. Oh, Linu, what happened to the first ride? You make it sound as if... Oh, alright, never mind. She's getting the hint. I was supposed to hitch a ride with one of the supply wagons at first, but the wagon I was on broke. Broke? How did it break? Well, we had stopped for the night, and I had this nightmare that a dragon was chasing me. I woke up out of the dream and saw something large outlined against the moon. I should have known better. It didn't really look like a dragon, but I was frightened. So I cast the first spell that came to mind. The first blast of lightning did a little damage, but it was the following 3 that shattered it to little tiny pieces. Did the wagoners throw you out? It was dark, and everyone was so shocked by the lightning that no one knew where it came from. I suppose that I probably should have told them it was me. I had to get here, though, and I will pay Lord Nasher back out of my own wages when we are done here. Do you know anything about the words of power? I don't know where they would be, although I would think that such magic would most likely be associated with the ancient times. That leads me to think about some ruins far to the south of here. What about them? I have read lately of ruins that contain traces of ancient cultures whose knowledge of magic ran deeper than any living today. I am an elf of Evereska, and a land where studying the mysteries is more than a path, it is the highest calling. The ruins to the south call to me, as if they hide knowledge that is imperative to us. I suppose that it may just be my own heritage driving me to study something as old and unusual as these ruins are, reputed to be, but it might be even more than that. I will follow your lead as always, my dear Kel. You are a better judge of such things than I am. I'd love to have you travel with me again. Alright, and get her to level
Hey
up.
there, dear.
And let's talk to Grimnaw.
The fires of war are burning on the horizon. Why am I not surprised to see you here to forge your blood-drenched legacy in the furnace of slaughter?
It is good to see you again, Grimnaw. There are not many who claim it is good to see the members of my order, Kel, but you and I are of the same ilk. We do not shy from death and killing. When I heard Erengend was recruiting mercenaries to his cause, I knew you would come, Kel, just as I did. Our fates appear once more to be bound together. Aribeth's betrayal has stoked the fires of war, and I am eager to see the killing begin. If we are lucky, this war will engulf the entire region. Do you know anything about the words of power? I have not heard anything of these words, Kel, though I once lived with my clan in the mountains to the north. Oh, you used to live in this region? Long ago, my dwarf clan dwelt in the Dragon Mountains, though when Bruenor Battlehammer reclaimed Mithril Hall, we left to join the others of our kind who flocked to his banner. At night, great worms could often be seen soaring over the moonlit skies. There were many legends of the hordes these winged serpents guarded, and many rumors of the mighty artifacts that could be found within. I do not specifically recall mention of the words of power, but I can only assume such a powerful item would likely be found in a dragon's lair. That makes sense. If you wish, Kel, I will gladly join with you to seek out these words of power. I have no doubt our partnership would result in a scourge of death throughout the land. We should join up again. Alright, and get him leveled up.
Is there some...
And he gets another robe. Alright. So we've got 2 people telling us we should go to the south, so well, that'll probably be one
Hello,
area
it is
we go
I,
to.
Bodyknock Glinkle. It is good to see a friendly face in these unfamiliar surroundings.
It is good to see you again, Bodyknock. I have to admit, I am not surprised to find you here at Beorunna as well, Kel. Given your previous record of service, it was only logical to conclude that you would be among those recruited by Neverwinter's spymaster to aid his cause. That is partly why I chose to come here, Kel. I have found our previous experiences together to be very enlightening. Do you know anything about the words of power? I doubt I can help you there, Kel. All I know of this area is limited to the accounts of Lantanese explorers detailing the hills to the north of Beorunna as well. Tell me about these accounts. As you know, the love of exploration and the thrill of discovery are traits shared by all the people of Lantan. Whenever one of our people visits a foreign land, they make an account of all they experience. These accounts are added to the great library of Lantan, so that all our people can be enlightened. A few years ago, a gnome named Herigo Wanderlust returned to my island with his account of this region. The majority of his time was spent exploring the hills to the north of Beorunna as well, secretly observing the habits, activities of the giants who make their home there. Giants? Oh yes, we have no giants on Lantan, so my people are fascinated by them. Herigo's research is the most detailed account we have had to date of these remarkable creatures. The subjects he was studying, hill giants were the exact species if I remember correctly, had actually chosen a king from among their numbers, and this king had united several bands of giants into a single powerful tribe. They had even constructed a great steading to house the king, and from there they raided the lands to the south. Until Herigo's research, we assumed hill giants to be incapable of such high-level organization. Anything else? Most of Herigo's research was of a scientific nature: diet, mating habits, activity cycles, habitat, and territory range. Academically compelling, but hardly useful in your mission, I'm afraid. I would love to see these giants before I leave the North, Kel, though I know my own wants must be set aside until after the words of power are found. I should join up again and get you leveled up again.
Is there some...
So it sounds like he doesn't know much about it, but I guess we'll head to the North as well, you never know. Let's talk to Dalen.
Greetings and well met. It is good to look upon you once more. No doubt NWN has brought you here to aid in the search for the words of power.
It is good to see you again, Dalen. After Aribeth's betrayal, I meant to travel the north in search of the quest to prove myself to my tribe, yet even as we parted ways, I suspected we would meet once more, Kel. And then I heard of NWN's call for all those who would serve the cause of Neverwinter to join the Lord's Alliance here at Beorunna as well, a holy place to the Uthgard. I thought it might be a sign from my gods. After all you have done for Neverwinter, I knew you would be here, Kel. That is why I came, to join with you once more. I feel our fates are bound together. Do you know anything about the words of power? I've heard nothing of these words, though recent events concerning the Uthgard Elk tribe might be worth investigating. How so? The Elk tribe has allied itself with the Aluskan forces. As incredible as it sounds, they have attacked Fort Ilkard and the settlers' farms to the south. I am of the Red Tiger tribe, but there are values and beliefs common to all the Uthgard people. We are warriors and hunters, not bloodthirsty savages. The Uthgard are a people of honor. I believe some evil force is at work, a dark taint that has polluted the noble spirit of the Elk tribe. There can be no other explanation for their actions. I only mention the Elk tribe because you asked, Kel. If you allow me to join you once more, I will of course follow wherever you choose to go. I'd be honored to have you join up with me, and yada yada yada, and level up,
Yes.
buddy. Alright, and Tommy.
Nice to see you again. That cheerful Gen fellow brought you here too, huh? Looking for some words of power or summit,
It is good to see you again, Tommy. I was going to take a long hike and look around for my old friend Sammy. I bet he's around here somewheres, but somehow I knew we'd bump into each other again. Well, to make the story short, I kind of was caught doing something I shouldn't when I was somewhere I shouldn't have been. So Mr. Gen said I had to come here and help here, or else. Figures that you'd be here too, my lord, with you being a great hero and all. Bet you didn't have to come like I did, either. Do you know of anything about the words of power? Me? Heck no. You might want to trot off to the Coldwood and check it out, though. Why? Well, there's always tales of strange things out in those woods. I passed through more than a month back, and I remember seeing some ruins off the path. My guide said they belonged to some wealthy mage who locked herself away in there long ago, and that she used to collect a lot of strange things. So who knows? My old acquaintance of mine is in that area too. Name's Vash. I wouldn't trust him further than I could throw him, which ain't far. But he knows the Coldwood well. And have you join me up. And let's get you leveled up. Awesome. Alright, so it sounds like we've got 3 people actually directing us to go south. That's like 50%. Actually, it is 50%. But, obviously, we've got some stuff we've got to take care of first. We've got to pick up some side quests. I still need to hear each of their tales to get those quests started. And this is the last chapter where you'll be able to upgrade your items. So their upgrades are pretty hefty for this chapter, but for good reason. Anyway, so that's all the time I have for this episode. So the next episode, I'll go through all my henchmen and hear their stories. It might take 2 episodes, I'm not sure yet, so I'll have to figure it out then. But after that, I guess we'll have to head out into Beorunna as well and find out some more information about these words of power. This is Ch.3 1983 signing off. Thank you for watching, and have a good one.